What is up, hackers? Welcome back to another episode of Hack Crypto, where we hack all of our crypto education. If you guys are brand new here, be sure to be subscribed with notifications on for my next fire video. Now, in this episode, I'm going to be going over Bitcoin to 100,000. That's right. That is the next bridge that we are going to cross as a community, and it is a remarkable milestone. We're at over 90,000 at the time of recording this. Honestly, as somebody who's been in the space for over a decade now and been through 3 different cycles, I have seen it all. And I think that it is such an important milestone for so many individuals out there that have had the confidence and just the perseverance to hold on for dear life over the last 10 years and even more than 10 years. I just think it is incredible that this community has really front run countries, Wall Street, all the different big funds out there that are just trying to get involved now, getting their allocations set up. Truly power to the people in a decentralized fashion is how Bitcoin started and how we got here. And I think that as we breach the 100,000 mark, it's important to take stock as to how we got here and now some of the players that are involved. So what I want to do is briefly kind of go over the past emotional roller coasters of the cycles and where we are in the current one. This isn't a price prediction video of any kind. This is just facts because we are at the 100K mark and everybody is really ambitious and eager to see where this thing could go. There's a lot of different predictions out there, over $1 million, $5 million, $10 million per coin. But ultimately, we are here now. And I just wanted to talk about how we got here and some of the players. First, I want to talk about previous experiences through different cycles. One of my favorite cycles was the 2017 one. And that may sound crazy to people, but when I remember checking on my phone in California when I was living there, I was refreshing as it went vertical in December of 2017, and it ticked that 19,000, 20,000 mark. And I remember just the euphoria that was all over the X feed, Twitter back then, but it was just a crazy experience seeing that happen. And I remember really having an aha moment at that time saying, like, this is not going anywhere. This level of retail investors really rallying behind something, regardless of Wall Street being involved, was truly a big moment. And I think we're at that critical crossroads again as we continue to climb towards that 100,000 mark. And I'm really excited to just see that last stretch between 2017 and now, because the 2021 had a lot of NFTs and a lot of momentum coming in from multiple directions, from the artist community and a lot of different communities around the technology there. But overall, Bitcoin wasn't leading that charge. NFTs really pushed that charge. So of course, after, the 2016 rally all the way up into 2017, and then the pullback of 80%, you had people just capitulating left and right. And then it was a graveyard. It was just a ghost land. No one was working together. It was just abysmal from 2018 to 2019. After going through those bear markets, because the last one was brutal. After the 2021 into 2022 bear market just collapse, not only was it tech in general, but it was the crypto/Web3 movement. So you had a compression of valuations across the board. AI really emerged, and now we have this new run. This is where you have Wall Street, you have countries getting involved like the Saudis, and of course the United States has talked about having a reserve of Bitcoin now. And you have this incredible shift happening around the Bitcoin narrative, which is similar to the 2017 narrative where it was driven by Bitcoin. 2021, I'm thinking, was more along the lines of the technology of NFTs and bringing people into tokenization and a lot of the kind of blockchain concepts of decentralization there. So really excited to see that Bitcoin's leading the charge again, because this means that there's power behind the main front-running asset, which is Bitcoin. And in my experience, when there's that narrative, we're going to expect an extreme level of upward momentum here based on 2017, 2013, 2014 Bitcoin narrative really leading the charge, 2016, 2017 really leading the charge with Bitcoin. I think that there was a jump into the technology side on the 2021 side. Bitcoin, of course, surged, but a lot of the narrative was just about the NFTs. Now this run is just Bitcoin all over the place, including in countries' reserves, and just all of these presidents and leaders coming out saying that they support it, which is truly, truly mind-bending to think about, ladies and gentlemen. I think that we've come so far from a hacker currency of the internet to now reserves being established for countries and people like Microstrategy. And I want to talk about them because we're moving into the section of the video that's about the players. that are involved. Of course, we have the United States that has talked about buying 1 million Bitcoin as a reserve, which is tens of billions of dollars a year being spent on just spot buy orders for Bitcoin. But I want to talk about Microstrategy. What Michael Saylor and team at Microstrategy are doing is they are offering billions of dollars in convertible notes at 0% now, which is basically a money glitch. Because effectively what you're doing is you are saying, I will raise this money and give you stock in my company later. Now, MicroStrategy is a public company, and Michael Saylor is an incredible entrepreneur and operator and financial mind. So he can do this type of massive move to purchase Bitcoin over and over and over again. And he just executed the largest Bitcoin purchase of all time. It was multiple billions of dollars over the past couple of months here. And he is selling these convertible notes, raising $1.5 and $2 billion at a time, and effectively turning around, purchasing Bitcoin and adding that into the treasury at their company. And people convert that note into stock at a later time. So they then own a piece of that company that has that treasury. So it's a beautiful money glitch in that he's really rapidly buying up all this Bitcoin to make his company more valuable. People are trading the stock in the background. People are buying the stock, and it is really tethered now to Bitcoin. And I think that he's done an incredible job. Props to Michael Saylor on having the conviction through the bear market. And his average purchase price is like 50K at this point. So a 2x as to where it is right now, almost at the 100K mark. And this is not even the beginning of the bull market here, guys. We are in the early innings of the run because people don't have an allocation. I think I can't really understate how crazy that is. It's one thing to create FOMO between individuals like you and me, and it's another thing to create FOMO between Wall Street funds and individual firms like a MicroStrategy creating FOMO with other firms to get an allocation. But when you involve governments, you have people that are going to turn on the money jets. That is something that we've never seen in any asset. And they are going to start gobbling this stuff up. We're already at a current juncture of a supply shock, meaning there's more being purchased than actually produced. So the miners are producing them and they are just flying off the shelf in terms of Bitcoin. So I think that this is an incredible crossroads in history that we are at, where you have Trump that is going into office, whether you're on his side politically or not. It is going to supercharge the crypto community. He's going to deregulate a lot of the things. He's going to fire Gary Gensler, who has attacked all of the crypto industry for many years now in a very negative way. And I think that's another player that I wanted to talk about briefly is, of course, you have Donald Trump in office, but Gary Gensler has been suppressing the crypto community and innovation onshore in the United States for many years. And he basically is going to get booted out on day one of this new administration coming in, and the crypto community is excited about it. I think having a new, fresh take on crypto regulation to give everyone clear direction is super important here. It was always just smoke and mirrors with how they were trying to provide laws and constraints, and props to all of the teams out there like Coinbase and Ripple and everybody that went head on with the SEC to get these landmark lawsuits settled, because I think there are so many people out there that are trying to build in the US, and it just pushed it offshore. So what I'd like to see is it come back, and I think everybody would really agree with that, into the US, so it becomes a powerhouse for the crypto space and empowers the people, the citizens, to get involved and get their hands on this. Because with the S&P, sure, you could get 11% a year. With tech stocks, sure, you could get 20% a year. But with Bitcoin, you get 150% year over year over the last 15 years. Like, that's worth your time. That is worth paying attention to as a young person that has a little bit of money, $1,000, $2,000 to invest. You're going to want to put your money where the biggest return is. And you need to work on something that is moving quickly, like Bitcoin. So getting it in the hands of people, deregulating it, and focusing on innovation is really where we're at. And that's what's going to cause this thing to run past 100,000 to 1 million, to 2 million, to 5 million, to 10 million. Not only is a supply shock happening, it's happening for countries that need to have treasury reserves in something that is not changeable, that is only going to be a certain fixed amount of 21 million Bitcoin ever to exist, with millions lost from the last decade. And you have these people running these countries that need to make a call. If the US is going to start buying all this up, they're going to need to make a call to stay competitive with a money that can't be manipulated. It can't be changed by any politician or any country. It is just a reserve asset for them. And I think that that is a big narrative change here. That's it for my video. I hope it was an enjoyable video for you guys. It was just really me reflecting on the last 10 years here and seeing that $100,000 mark right within arm's reach of where we are today, over 90,000, is truly a mind-bending concept. If you told me in 2013 when I first got involved that we were going to be here where the president was supporting a Bitcoin reserve, I would have said that would take 40 years, 50 years. And it has just been so quick that I can't wrap my head around it when Congress and all of the politicians are talking about it, presenting bills. Yeah, it's just an emotional situation for everybody that's been here for many years to see this and to know that individual people that have held through this deserve everything that's coming when this next run just blows off the complete roof of the entire nation and world. So that is it for this video. Slap a like on this video if you want to see more Bitcoin videos. I'm going to be doing a SUI video soon because I was talking about SUI very early on after I saw them in the San Francisco GDC conference, and love SUI, love what they're doing. I think they're the Solana of this run. They're doing incredible work, and they're a powerhouse of a team and technology. So stay tuned for that video shortly. Slap a like on this one if you like Bitcoin videos, and I will see you here in the next episode of Hack Crypto.